this high enough? Not any higher?
Fire away, Ronnie.
So it was a pretty good start from you guys. The frost and the pressure was up. Just seems like you just couldn't make the most of the chances when you went forward. Was that how you saw it?
Yeah, efficiency in the first quarter I thought was pretty reasonable for how we turned the ball over. Our front half turnovers are pretty good. But yeah, we just need to keep working on the conversion of the entry of that ball. We're still finding that blend in the midfield too. A lot of it's based on how an opposition defends you as well. Experienced group that you're trying to create separation from at times, so they're still learning a bit around that what that forward craft looks like. But yeah, the start was really good. It's really encouraging.
When a guy like Travis Berg just gets on a run like that, it's almost
it's hard.
Just too hard to stop a guy like that.
It is really hard. But look, we tried a couple of times. We gave a couple of our younger guys an opportunity to try to just go with him and just learn, from that particular time around his stoppages and his general play. But crikey, he's an experienced campaigner, isn't he? Really, like he's. Look, and most teams have a couple of those. We don't have our probably better experienced guys in there as well at the moment. But yeah, he's hard to stop when he gets going.
What's the message at half time, in your first game as coach when you have an 8-goal quarter in the second term? What do you say to your players there?
Well, the message was really easy. We lacked energy, and when you lack energy, your effort just drops. We're not saying that they weren't working, but playing against the top side, you've got to work really hard for the whole game. That's what we've got to learn. I thought we addressed it well at half time. The guys came out and responded well in the third. And then we kept going with that in the last and won the last quarter. So that was really important, I think, for our guys and our fans to see the makeup of that group. We wanted to play fast. I think our inside 50s numbers were good. We had 20 in the first quarter. We'll continue to work on, playing fast, coming through the corridor when we can. But, yeah, we've seemed to have had a quarter like that the last 3 weeks. Hawthorn, I think, was the third quarter. This week seemed to be the second. But what I've liked is our response, our ability to respond and learn on the fly and adjust things as we went.
Is that energy level a function of the maturity of the group, or?
Yeah, possibly, Pete. Yeah, I think it could be. The makeup, younger bodies, in there. I think Bailey Scott, Taron Thomas, Jaden Stevenson have had great pre-seasons, and I think they're at the next level of their running capacity. Tommy Powell, Charlie Lazaro probably aren't. I know Charlie didn't sort of come on until later. And I think what we're seeing now with the change in some of those variables that we've seen in going back to sort of the first game last week is the games are extended and the capacity for us to utilise that man on the mark with speed takes more energy. In our case, when you're defending, like we did in the second quarter, it's pretty taxing on an energy basis. So that's what I thought we lost a bit, the energy to defend.
What do you make of Stevenson's game?
I thought it was terrific. Yeah, I think he's been building towards that. It was an area that we've challenged him over the pre-season in regards to I think he's got more to offer than just as a forward. I thought his centre bounce work was really good. I think his capacity to play higher up the ground, have good entries and have some scoreboard pressure as well. He was a little bit unlucky he couldn't get on there, but yeah, we were really pleased. I think his contribution towards the team is really important. That mix of Thomas himself, either wing, centre bounce, they're quick, and our game's built on speed, as in our game's built around that speed factor. So yeah, I was really pleased for him.
Call linked up pretty well with Mackay. I thought, given how under siege you guys were,
yeah,
they did pretty good jobs on their key forwards.
Yeah, they held up well, I thought, defence, didn't they?
Yeah.
They battled away. That seems to be where our most experience is just at the moment. I thought Mackay did a great job on Dixon. I think Charlie kicked 3, I reckon, from memory. 2. So I thought he did a great job. I thought our skipper played really well off half back. His timing of helping core, helping buckets at times in his positioning. I thought he played a really strong captain's role across half back for us.
Is it harder to change the momentum of the game when they're getting a run on?
I'm not sure. It might take us a few weeks to be able to come back to that. I think it is against the harder ones, the top end teams. They just seem to be able to move into another gear, or they have more mature players that can go into some of those midfield spots, I think. But I think we've all got mechanisms to try to slow it where we can at different times, or manage, what you want to do within the movement of the ball. But if you get that man on the mark and you got someone with speed who's got their hands on the ball, we want them to go. So trying to defend that becomes pretty hard. I think it then comes back to your transition and making really quick decisions on getting into a defensive position. And when you're a bit fatigued, that's harder. That's harder. I think if you looked at Port's pressure number, I think they were up in the first quarter, but that was probably, we were both working pretty hard to attack and defend. We probably just didn't quite work as hard in that second quarter.
How's Aiden Core?
Yeah, well, we're not sure. We'll have to wait and see how that toe pulls up. He's probably in a bit of doubt for next week. It's a bit like Lukey Mack had a fitness test this morning, just didn't come up after a corky a couple of weeks ago. We might have a couple coming back this week if all things go our way. I think Jed will be ready. Not sure about Ben. But yeah, Corey's probably in a little bit of doubt with that big toe. He had it iced up on the seat behind me and it scared the daylights out of me when I turned around at one stage. This big toe with big ice pack on it.
Did Taylor come ahead off as well?
Yeah, Curtis. Yeah, so with the concussion protocol, you would think we've got 2 6-day breaks, so that's probably going to make it pretty tough for him to be back within any of those 2 rounds, I would have thought.
Bit unlucky after Corey had already come out as well.
Well, yeah, but we don't have. Yeah, it is. We don't have a crystal ball. I mean, we have to make it. I mean, Core actually went back on for 10 minutes when we asked him to. Could he keep going? So it was at that point that we'd had a discussion with him. He said, no, we taped it up, went back out, and he wasn't in any capacity that he could defend, and we were just at risk under that medical protocol of causing more issue on that toe. So we made the call. So. Activate that, knowing that it is a potential to do more risk. And our doctors have been really clear, like it has to be clear on a medical basis. It's either concussion or it's a potential to cause longer injury, is my understanding. So, so I think he's probably doubtful for next week. Probably a few weeks away, I would think. So, so we're losing a bit of experience, but I think if our fans looked at our first quarter, the Stevensons, I thought Jack Marnie, Taron Thomas, Lazaro, Powell, that's where we're going. And a number of times those guys connected with the ball, and we could see the use of the speed, we could see the corridor, we could see our speed in defence as well. Sustaining that is what we've got to keep working on.
I think Kane Turner might have been reported early on. Any concerns over that?
Who was that?
Kane Turner.
Yeah, the boys said that they thought he might have been on report. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
It's a sling tackle?
Sling tackle, yeah.
Okay. We'll wait and see on that one. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.